Okay, our next speaker is Jennifer Carmion.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Carmine, and I'm a professor in the American Sign Language Department. I've been here at Grossmont for 29 years. At the risk of the American Sign Language Department being retaliated against, I'm here to prevent a permanent mistake. As you may know, there are new buildings going up on campus. In the new buildings, the ASL department was allocated a 900 square foot room in the new 200 complex area. This is a very small area to do the work that we need to do. ASL is a language that uses space and movement. The ASL program serves and engages diverse students. By learning ASL, our students touch the lives of deaf people on campus as well as out in the community. Annually, since 2010, our department holds an event for the community which brings in over 300 community people to this campus. If our college really cares about engagement, diversity, and equity, why is the cafe in the new building being allocated 1,650 square feet? Why is an eating area being given more space than a thriving academic program with 25 sections, most having waiting lists? When I ask this of the president, his response is that he wants a place of engagement. ASL is engagement. To learn ASL, students have to engage with each other, engage with deaf people, and engage with the community. Our students are equity at its finest because they engage with each other every day, engage with deaf people in the community. We are a fiscally strong program bringing students to this college. I have the support of my division to swap the square footage, so ASL has 1,650 square feet, and the cafe has 900 square feet in the new buildings. I have proof a cafe can be successful with this amount of square footage. Subway has a sit-down eating area and a 1,000 square foot eating area. Pinto Thai Bistro is a sit-down restaurant in an 800 square foot area, and they are both successful. Even though the president has publicly said we design the new buildings, this simply isn't true. I have the support of over 200 students who believe a 900 square foot room is too small for ASL to learn in. When I presented these student signatures to the president, his response, quote, was, "That's emotional." He didn't look at them, he didn't read them, he didn't thumb through them, he didn't even take them from me to look at them later when he had more time. Well, guess what? Engagement is emotional, and here's an opportunity for students to be engaged, a voice to shape the building. The president has ignored the students, and I won't stand for that. They would rather have a quality education than a sandwich, and therefore I present the students.
Thank you. Okay, next speaker, Jamie Shadwell.
All right. Hello. Thank you for listening to me. Jennifer said a lot of what I've been thinking. I've been chair of this department since 2008, and I've visited all these different colleges around San Diego, and I've seen their classrooms and I've seen their labs. I'll give you an example. Cuyamaca owns 2 classrooms. They have a hallway. They have a lab. Plus, they have a teacher's office and a chair's office, all in their building. And even though they have a small program, but it means that their college is recognizing their program. Mesa has 2 classrooms and a lab. That means their college is recognizing their program. Palomar College has 4 classrooms and a lab, and that college recognizes its ASL program. City College owns an ASL classroom and also a lab. City College recognizes their ASL program. Now, yes, you're giving us the opportunity, you're giving us a classroom, you're giving us a lab, but it's one, and it's small, and we've asked for something bigger, something that can last. When are we going to have another remodel? Who knows? We need an ASL room that's big because ASL is a visual language. We need to have students sit around the edges of the classroom so that they can see each other. I remember the president saying to us in the division meeting, with all of us sitting there during Flex Week, the president said, "I'm not going to make the decisions, and you don't want me to make the decisions. But I don't see that happening here. So I'm saying I really need you guys to support our program, and I need Grossmont College to recognize the ASL program and support our ASL needs so that our students can learn and thrive. We also have the division support. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Jania Wearing.
Hello, my name's Janaea, and I'm a student at Grossmont College. Obviously, I'm deaf. My concern is about the lack of equity and inclusion for those of us who make up to 20% of the population, us students with disabilities. Deaf people are different than your English as a second language students and face many barriers in trying to complete our education. While a hearing person from another country can learn to speak English, deaf people cannot be taught to hear. Our primary method of communication is American Sign Language, using interpreters and writing slowly back and forth between our hearing counterparts. The barriers of communication which contribute to the biases, prejudices, and other inequitable practices, these barriers contribute to bias, prejudice, and inequitable practices, whether intentional or not. Recently, even Delta Airlines and Taco Bell have discriminated against their deaf customers due to frustrations of communication. This past week at Kaiser, they refused to communicate directly with me after I went in for a dislocated toe. These places promote that they communicate with all languages, but just not with deaf people. I've even reported their actions to the ADA. We understand as a community that plans are being made for a new communications and fine arts complex at Grossmont College, and that the American Sign Language program will be housed in that area. This program needs a sufficient laboratory to help ASL students as they engage and start to communicate with the deaf community. I was sad to learn that when a petition from ASL students to expand the plans for the ASL lab was presented to the president of Grossmont College, he refused to accept or look at it. I must ask the leadership and the board, is this type of action your idea of equity and inclusion? Once again, a common theme between the hearing and deaf cultures, the deaf have been excluded. The students in the ASL program communicate with us in our preferred language. These students help to break down these barriers of communications between our cultures and include us in all conversations, activities, and friendship, which helps us engage at Grossmont College. I'm asking the leadership to at least recognize our concerns and hopefully reconsider the arrangement for the proposed ASL lab. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's all the public comment that we have, so we're moving on to